Recently, I sat down with one of my co-authors to discuss a wide range of topics, including a startup we're working on, and his experience at a previous employer. The experience is centered around bad project management and weak team leadership. The reason team leadership was weak was not due to an individual failing, but likely due to middle management layers being unempowered. By unempowered, I mean they can't make decisions about project staffing and budgets. They're just bean counters reporting their statistics up the chain and passing direction down to their direct reports. Because project leadership is isolated from real decision-making power, they need to constantly shoehorn an unpredictable and uneven flow of project progress into this cookie-cutter set of indicators for their management to consume. It's a problem I'm going to need to address in my training material on project management. In startups, you don't get these kinds of problems because there's frequently just one software development project in the whole startup. There might be smaller teams working on parts of it, but senior management is not isolated from these teams. Making significant changes to projects at intermediate stages is easy to implement. You just need a little bit of structure around when to make assessments and how to use the results of those assessments. And for that, I take inspiration from a practice called real options analysis. But what if you're 7 layers down from the C-suite in some big co? Unless your senior management starts to smell a problem in software development and wants to cut through the various layers to diagnose and fix that problem, it is exceedingly hard to create change from the bottom up. The conundrum grows deeper. Even as a consultant brought in by senior management, it's often hard, to prioritize positive change because consultants are often brought in to sort out a crisis. And even if senior management is willing to make large changes, these changes tend to get resisted and worn down by the middle management layers that create such problems in the first place. One practical approach to this problem is to create pilot projects outside the usual layers of management, but this must be done carefully. The goals of better communication, simpler evaluation of software development projects, and a willingness to change project resources and priorities along the way without it reflecting badly on project participants is far more easily suggested than implemented. Everyone involved has to take the reasons and changes seriously, and that takes clarity and convincing communication before taking on changes of this nature. If it were easy for large companies that are not themselves primarily in the business of making and selling software to run healthy software projects, they would surely have found a working set of best practices by now, and that would limit liquidity prospects for startups.